I'm a huge fan, and I've appreciated everything you've done.
Also, I want to say, greatest president in the history of the world, sitting right there. I love that guy. We also got the greatest governor of all time here in Florida. Let's keep Florida free, a red state, and let's take that. You know who? Let's go Brandon out of power and replace him. If I could get it just one time. Let's go, Brandon! Let's go, Brandon!
Let's go, Brandon! Let's get the nation is rising and standing up with President Donald J. Trump as bumbling Biden becomes the laughingstock of the world. We're going to see the latest poll surge that proves that Trump has reached total dominance, and we're going to see why pundits believe we're witnessing nothing less than 2016 all over again. The astonishing Trump surge has now officially overtaken Florida. The latest polling coming out of the Sunshine State shows Trump running away from the pack with 43% support among 1,000 likely GOP primary voters in Florida. DeSantis, of course, comes in second at 35%, but in a two-way race, Trump runs away with it. He beats DeSantis 47-32. It's a 25-point swing towards Trump just in the last 2 weeks. Absolutely astonishing surge, one that we predicted would happen. We've seen it time and time again with Trump, where the more the deep state swamp looks hell-bent on getting rid of him, the more these swamp rats only prove to primary voters that Trump is the candidate the establishment ruling class fears the most. As it turns out, the Soros-backed indictment was perhaps the single greatest campaign gift any candidate could have ever dreamt of getting. Moreover, we now have evidence that the indictment has actually expanded Trump's base. And the latest Rasmussen poll found that a stunning 64% of likely voters believe that our nation has reached banana republic levels of political weaponization. That includes nearly 50% of Democrats. Now, again, we predicted this. Remember, recent Trafalgar polling found that 79% of likely voters, 8 out of 10, believe that we live in a two-tier justice system that deliberately protects political insiders at the expense of ordinary Americans. People felt the same way about the Mar-a-Lago raid. Rasmussen found around that time that 53% of likely voters agreed with the statement that the FBI functioned like Biden's Gestapo. And the risk that the ruling class is taking in all of this is that this indictment would be seen by most as weaponized legalism, lawfare, as some are calling it. And that would result in many who normally wouldn't support Trump to sympathize with him and rally to his cause. Perhaps that's why Rasmussen found that a clear plurality believed that the persecution of Trump will make it more likely that he wins the 2024 Republican nomination. In fact, it goes even further. Remember, the content of these charges are key here. What's the content of this indictment? A Soros-backed DA has been reduced to charging Trump with nothing more in the end than an alleged sex scandal. That's it. When all is said and done, this is a hush money scandal. Now, in light of that, Newsmax just noted that the bump in Trump's polls, in their words, was downright Clinton-esque, referring to the way in which Clinton was able to exploit the Monica Lewinsky scandal to his own political advantage. When Clinton got rocked with the whole Monica Lewinsky affair, he said that this was a private affair. This had absolutely nothing to do with him doing his job and doing it well. And the public agreed overwhelmingly. Clinton successfully privatized the affair. And that's why no sex scandal has been able to be used successfully to damage a president ever since. Well, lo and behold, what do we have here? As of today, according to the new Harvard-Harris poll, 59% of those surveyed believe that the indictment is a political hit job. 6 in 10 voters think that this looming indictment is a sham. It's weaponized legalism. And 70% think that the Trump payment to Stormy Daniels is nothing more than a personal expense. The Clinton defense that he used so successfully against the Republicans is now coming back and biting the Democrats. And again, we predicted it would. No sex scandal since Clinton has been able to rock a sitting or former president. Them days are over. Now, even in the woke leftist media, they're taking notice. This kind of dominance that we're seeing from Trump has even the far leftists over at Politico admitting that we may indeed be seeing 2016 all over again. This is going to absolutely make your day. But first, gang, well, the rise of a new conservative age is obviously bad news for the globalist empire. It is great news for gold. As more and more nations are going back to the gold standard, now is the time for patriots to return to the timeless value of gold and silver for this rising new conservative age. And that is where our good friends over at Goldco come in. Click on that link below and learn the 3 simple steps you can take right now to protect your savings with gold and silver. In fact, Goldco are patriots just like us, and they're offering up to $10,000 in free silver while supply lasts. So don't wait. Click on that link below or visit my special website, turleytalkslikesgold.com. Politico is admitting that campaign strategists are openly saying that with Donald Trump sucking the political oxygen away from all other candidacies, both declared and non-declared, it really is looking like 2016 all over again. Terry Sullivan, who ran Marco Rubio's failed campaign back in 2016, is quoted as recalling how there was simply no way they could even remotely compete with Trump, who dominated media coverage back then. I mean, he made it absolutely impossible for his competitors to get any attention. 16 of the GOP's finest. Astonishingly, even Fox News, which of course is owned by the rabidly never-Trumper Rupert Murdoch, even Fox personalities are rallying to Trump's cause right now because they know that their audience hates the deep state and the corrupt banana republic Democrats infinitely more than any might dislike Trump. And so one Republican strategist who supports DeSantis is reported in Politico saying, "It feels like effing 2016. Is there anything that can suck up as much political oxygen in the American political landscape as Trump? I don't think so." And I would argue it's not just Trump's astonishingly effective sense of marketing his public persona, which he's perfected over the last 40 years. It's not just that. It's the fact that Trump is the only candidate that's willing to say and do precisely what tens of millions of voters are longing for their politicians to say and do. And that's so key. Everyone else, all the other candidates, including DeSantis, they are all managed politicians. They're all managed by donors who attach their money to a string of establishment-approved advisors who require their candidates to literally foreclose on, to ignore the concerns, the angers, the frustrations of tens of millions of people who feel like there's simply no voice out there representing them. Donald Trump has no such management because he's self-financed, right? He's not reliant on the string-attached strategists and advisors that come from the donor class financing. He's free to do and say what he wants. And a major part of that is telling the fake news media exactly what tens of millions of voters think of them. He comes out and calls out the ruling class establishment as the lying group of swamp creatures that they really are. Remember, Trump is a third-party candidate who got a major party nomination. And as such, there's just simply no other candidate that can touch his unique appeal. And that's going to continue to be the case until the Republican Party gets the memo that the Bush-McCain-Romney days are over. Candidates that run that playbook will quickly find that those constituencies simply don't exist anymore as a dominant part of the new patriot-based GOP, the grand old Patriot Party, right? And so we'll obviously keep our eyes on how long Trump can sustain this momentum. But if this really is 2016 all over again, that momentum is going to take him straight to the White House. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video on the world leaving Biden behind. I think it's a very important video and it's going to make your day. So make sure to click on that link and I'll see you over there. God bless.